Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are going to break down one of the absolute most vital metrics for any business out there, customer acquisition cost.
This is the one question that probably keeps every single founder and marketer up at night. But the good news? There's a really simple but incredibly powerful metric that gives you the answer. And today, we're going to show you exactly how to use it.
Okay, so if we really want to know if our growth is profitable, we got to start with a more basic question, right? What does it actually cost to win over a single new customer? Yeah, let's get into the details.
And that exact number, well, that's what we call the customer acquisition cost, or CAC for short. Think of it like this. It's the literal price tag on each new customer you bring through the door. And trust me, understanding this price tag is the absolute first step to knowing if your business is truly healthy.
All right, so how do you actually calculate this thing? You might be thinking it's some crazy complicated formula, but nope. Thankfully, the standard way to do it is wonderfully straightforward. So yeah, the formula itself, super simple. You just take all of your marketing and sales expenses over a specific period, say for 1 quarter, and then you just divide that total by the number of new customers you brought in during that exact same period. Seriously, that's it. That number is your CAC.
Okay, but here's where people can trip up. That expenses part is absolutely key to getting an accurate number. We're not just talking about what you spent on ads. No. It includes everything. We're talking salaries for your sales and marketing teams, money you spent on creative stuff like design or copywriting, the cost of your tech stack, your CRMs, and even production costs for things like videos.
Okay, let's see this in action. Make it real. Imagine a company, let's call them Company A, spent 5,000 rupees on all their sales and marketing last month. And in that same month, they brought in 30 new customers. You do the quick math. 5,000 divided by 30, and boom, their customer acquisition cost is 166 rupees.
Right, so this brings us to the most important question. A number by itself, well, it doesn't really tell you much, does it? Is 166 rupees a fantastic deal for a new customer, or is it a massive red flag that your business is actually in trouble?
Well, to answer that question, we need to bring in the other half of this powerful equation, and that is customer lifetime value, or LTV.
So what's LTV? It's basically how much a customer is actually worth to you over their entire relationship with your company. You see, this is the context your CAC number desperately needs for it to make any sense at all.
Now, we're not going to get lost in this specific formula today, but the core idea is super simple. LTV is the total value you get from a customer. CAC is what you paid to get them. And honestly, the entire health of your business boils down to the relationship between just those two numbers. And when you put these two metrics together, well, that's where the real aha moment happens. You get what's called the LTV to CAC ratio. And this simple ratio is probably the single best indicator of a healthy, sustainable business model you can find.
So, what's the magic number? The gold standard you're really aiming for is a 3-to-1 ratio. That means for every single rupee you spend to get a customer, you should be getting at least 3 rupees back over their lifetime. That is the sweet spot.
Okay, so what do you do with this info? Well, your LTV to CAC ratio isn't just some number you stick in a report. Nope, it's a strategic guide. It literally tells you what to do next.
Think of your ratio as a set of instructions. If you're below that 3-to-1 sweet spot, it means your growth engine is inefficient, you're spending too much. It's time to take a hard look at your costs. But here's the part that surprises a lot of people. If your ratio is really high, like 5-to-1 or even more, it's a sign you're not being aggressive enough. You're actually leaving growth on the table and have a clear green light to invest more in marketing and sales.
And that really gets to the heart of why this all matters so much. It isn't just about crunching numbers for the sake of it. It's about having the clarity to make smart decisions, the kind of decisions that build a profitable, sustainable business for the long term. So let's boil it all down. Here are your takeaways. First, figure out your CAC. Then compare it to your LTV. And finally, let that simple ratio become your North Star, your strategic guide, telling you exactly when to cut costs, when to optimize, and, most importantly, when to hit the accelerator and grow.
So, there you have it. You now have the tools to measure, understand, and really improve the health of your business. The only question left is, what's the very first change you're going to make?